Well, I was raised by a pair of clinicians. My dad's a psychologist. My mom went back to school when I was young and became a counselor. And watching them do this kind of work, I knew that it would be a worthwhile and meaningful way to spend my career.
I wanted to work with the mental health field because I feel like there's a lot of people that have needs that aren't typically met at a regular doctor's office, or need resources in the community that they weren't able to find. And I think that working here, they're able to get those needs met. And I feel like it was important to be a part of that, and I really wanted to be a part of that.
So there's a couple of reasons that I chose mental health, or this sounds really cheesy, but maybe mental health chose me. Believe it or not, when I was a kid, I was kind of a weird kid, and I feel like I could have benefited from working with some of the great case managers that we have here. And then another reason is when I was in school, I studied art, and I feel like in learning about art, there's a lot of parallel skills that you learn that translate to mental health. So, for instance, like learning how to sit and observe and be patient and then problem solve, I feel like translated into mental health. And then lastly, of course, I feel like if you're able to help somebody, I feel like we're obligated to do that. So that's another reason, and it's a fulfilling career.
I was interested because I was kind of brought up in the social work field. So my mom's a social worker, and both of my aunts are social workers for different types of populations, and none of them have been in the mental health field. And when I did my internship through Johnson County Mental Health, I fell in love with what we can do, all of the different programs we have, what I can get involved with. And obviously this job is very unique, so I was very interested in becoming a part of this family.
So I was interested because we know, or I know, that mental health problems are very common, and I wanted to make a difference among residents in Johnson County, particularly among youth and parents and community members.
I was interested in working in the mental health field basically because I think it touches almost everybody's life, whether it's somebody that they love, somebody that they know, or themselves. Mental health is important.
Just speaking with people, I just really want them to know that we care, and that even just talking with people on the phone, that what they're saying matters, and that what their needs are means something to us, and we want to do whatever we can to help them.
My hope or wish for the individuals or families that I serve is that they find a way to achieve whatever their hope or wish is. I always tell the kids that I work with, as long as they're safe and everyone around them is safe and they're happy, then that's kind of what it's all about. So the job is really just to help them figure out what that means for them, and then how do we make that work.
I hope that the families and individuals that we serve are armed with more knowledge and skills and opportunities in which to use these skills and knowledge. And really my goal is that hopefully we prevent substance abuse, we prevent suicide, and we encourage good mental wellness.
My hope and wish for the individuals and the families that I serve is to just be supportive in their wellness and recovery from mental health.
One hope that I have is very unique to this job. I serve a population that's a little bit more prone to come into police contact. So I really hope that I can get those super high utilizers the help that they need and deserve to keep them out of the jails or the ERs. When it's appropriate for them to go, but when it's not, I really enjoy being able to see them on scene, getting them resources that we have, and getting them the help that they need and deserve.
I have two. First, I want them to find hope. They come in so demoralized and discouraged. I want them to see that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, that there is a better life for them ahead. two, I want them to come to accept and to value themselves and to find worth in themselves. And I feel like that's something I'm able to help them do.
Well, for 17 and a half years, I helped clients because I was in the billing department. And now, starting in June of this year, I changed, and now I'm able to help our staff, which then also in turn helps our clients.
It's meaningful to me because it makes me feel good knowing that when we get those calls from clients, you know, that have been here 10 years ago or 20 years ago, and they're calling back to say thank you, and they want to reach out to that therapist or that doctor that helped them through that time, to let them know that they're doing well and they're staying on track or they're doing their program. Even though I didn't have anything to do with that, it makes me feel good knowing that we're meeting those needs for everyone, and you know, they made it and they're doing good.
I think what is most meaningful about the work that I do is really having the opportunity to develop relationships with people. Most of the kids that I work with have been through some pretty significant traumatic experiences. So having the opportunity to provide them a safe place where they can just be a kid for a little bit is really powerful to me. And I found that that's really where the work gets done. When they feel safe, then we can start having that honest and open dialogue about the things that they've been through without that judgment and fear. And that's just been so powerful and meaningful to me to be able to witness that.
I've had those experiences in working with the kids and the families that we work with, where you're plugging along and you're working with them and you have that realization of, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is what I'm supposed to be doing with my life, and in this moment in particular, helping this family or this person.
Seeing clients change, seeing them come in and tell stories about setting limits and setting boundaries in healthy ways, hearing them talk about taking time aside for self-care. Just this morning, hearing a client talk about not getting dragged into a conflict with his teenager. Instead, he was able to stay at a distance and respond in a way that he felt really proud of, rather than getting dragged into another shouting match.
It's meaningful to me because I come from a family that has suffered with mental illness. My mom suffers from it, and my dad and my brother. So it's really meaningful to know that I can be help and support for others out there that have gone through similar experiences that my family has. It's also really meaningful that this one program is so unique and it's so new that I get to be a part of an amazing program, the Co-Responder program, and it's very meaningful to my heart. So.
Well, my coworkers and my team come first, but I also enjoy that, you know, we provide a safety net for the community. For our clients often have nowhere else to turn, and that's a very noble purpose that we serve here. And further, we do it in such a way that we are recognized and respected not only across the state of Kansas, but nationally for the state-of-the-art and cutting-edge services that we are able to provide. It feels really great to be a part of that.
So my favorite thing are actually probably my coworkers. I think that we all get along really well, and we have just a good kind of teamwork atmosphere. But the other thing that I love is I love that every day is a little different, and that I get to use my skills to the best of my abilities. So I get to do trainings and presentations and bringing different groups and sectors together to really focus on prevention and promotion. And I get to do some event planning on top of that. So I love it.
I was going back and forth between two things on this one. My favorite thing is definitely the client interactions. The kids that I work with are just hysterical. They definitely keep me on my toes. I never know what I'm walking into every morning when I come in, and I know that every day is going to be different. And if it's not the client interactions, it's definitely the people that I work with. This has been such a supportive environment for me personally. I've been in a couple different roles and had a couple different supervisors, and it has always just been so motivating. This is a tough gig sometimes, and to be surrounded by people that are so dedicated and so passionate really just makes it all worth it and helps you keep going.
aside from making friends with my coworkers, my favorite thing is Avatar, which is not very popular, but I love Avatar.
So there are several things that I love about working at Johnson County. One is, off the top, is my coworkers. I work with, oh my gosh, the best people on the planet. I was telling somebody the other day, like, I was going into a meeting, and when I went into this meeting, I was like, oh, I'm here with a bunch of my friends. This is so nice. I also have to say that I really appreciate the opportunities that I've had at Johnson County Mental Health. It's a learning environment. It's a supportive environment. I've always felt very supported here, and that has been, that's one of the things that's kept me here. I've been here 13 years almost, for as long as I've been here. And then I have to say too, I'm gonna throw this out, that the supervisor that I've had has been phenomenal. And I've had her for the entire time that I've been here, as well as other people in management have been very, very, very kind and supportive. So the last thing I have to say would be the free coffee.